Hello friends and welcome to another session of English literature. So friends, as you can see in the screen that today's topic of discussion is about the character sketch of Belinda in The Rape of the Lock by Alexander Pope. And this question also comes like the part Belinda plays in the social drama of The Rape of the Lock is at once despicable and endearing. Discuss this, okay? So friends, here I prepared this piece of note in such a way so that you can use these things in your note or thesis, okay? So after watching this, I think that you don't have to look for any other materials on The Rape of the Lock for making a note on Belinda's character, okay? So let's start the session. Okay, so before discussing the character sketch of Belinda, we have to know about a few important things about the poem. So what are the things? As we all know that the poem's name is The Rape of the Lock and the writer or the poet is Alexander Pope. Now we have to know that The Rape of the Lock is first published in 1712 in Lintott's Miscellaneous Poems and Translations. Then the final version was published in 1714. Okay, so now we have to know about the storyline. Actually, it is based on a real life incident on which a person called Lord Peter had cut off a lock of hair of Arabella Fermor without permission, and thus this incident created a breach between the two aristocratic Catholic families of the two. Okay, so this was the real story of The Rape of the Lock. Here, Arabella Fermor is Belinda, and the Baron is playing the part of Lord Peter. Okay, so now here we have to understand one thing that here rape doesn't refer to sexual rape. Here the word rape, which is derived from the Latin word which means to snatch, to grab, to carry off. So it means to snatch away something. Okay, so now let's peep into our main section, which is the role of Belinda in The Rape of the Lock. So Belinda in The Rape of the Lock is an ambiguous character, and the role she played in the same poem is also ambivalent. This paradox in the character of Belinda is explained by the fact that Pope looks upon her as a charming butterfly, an embodiment of physical beauty and of laudable qualities of head and heart, and at the same time he presents her as a type figure of the coquettes of the time and the butt of his social satire. There are times when even the praise of Belinda's attraction seems to be a mere mask for Pope's satiric attack on her. Okay, so actually here Pope tries to attack the so-called aristocratic ladies and their so-called tantrums. Okay, so Belinda is also the representative of the degenerate, unscrupulous class. So here, as I said before that Belinda represents Miss Arabella Fermor of real life, whom Lord Peter offended by stealing a lock of her hair. Pope wrote this poem to patch up the quarrel between the Fermors and the Peters on a trivial matter. The trivial matter was the cutting off a lock of Arabella Fermor's hair. Okay, so to achieve his objective, Pope has to present Belinda as a good individual. He treats her satirically only when she represents the type of the pleasure-loving, unscrupulous and the spineless aristocracy. The moralist in Pope, aware of the decadence of values in the fashionable society, and so he is critical of Belinda to the extent that she tries to follow all the decadent values of the society despite her natural beauty, youth and charm. So here we can say that the portrayal of Belinda is at once despicable and endearing. So The Rape of the Lock is a mock epic poem depicting a social drama of the 18th century fashionable society. Belinda is the main target of satire in the poem. She suffers from all the vanities, follies and lack of moral scruples of the upper class ladies of the time. She is a late riser, wakes up at 12 and falls asleep again, and is roused from her sleep by the licking tongue of her pet dog, whose name is Shock. So in this poem, when Belinda is engaged in her toilet, so here toilet means her makeup room, her beauty and charm are laid and stretched open. She is assisted by her servant Betty in decorating and embellishing herself with cosmetics and with jewelry. She is here compared to a warrior as she dressed herself. As the poet puts in, now awful beauty puts all its arms, the fair each moment rises in her charms. Then the poet shows that when after dressing her up, she goes outside. Then her looks are lively and she smiles at everyone, but she doesn't even show any special favor towards anyone. As the poet says that, Bright as the sun, her eyes the gazers strike, and like the sun they shine on all alike. Then the poet said that Belinda's faults, if any, are hidden by her graceful ease and sweetness. She has a thirst for fame, which leads to her encounter with two adventurous knights at the game of cards, which is known as ombre. So she is jubilant and shouts exultantly when she is victorious in the game of ombre, and her jubilation and exultation at her victory show that she is in vain or is rather superficial of mind. In the dedicatory epistle of the poem, Pope mentions the unscrupulous beauty of Belinda. There are ample evidence to suggest that Belinda did indeed possess an ineffable beauty and charm, because of which she is the cynosure of our fashionable society. She has exquisite charm. Belinda is not only exceptionally beautiful but also the cause of joy and brightness in the world where she belongs. In this context, Pope describes her as the fair nymph, virgin, and even a goddess. So, in this poem, Pope describes her in such a way that shows that Belinda is not only beautiful but she is also keen to display her beauty. In a Boat on Thames is a part of this program. So, here Thames is the river, and is a part of this program means her pleasure ride in a boat where she was sitting after decorating herself, after getting ready. It is a part of program of displaying her beauty. So with her repaired smiles, the artistically heightened and purified blush, Belinda is playing a role of an amiable beautiful maid who rejects without causing any offense and scatters her smiles on all. Even at a grief after the snipping off the lock of her hair is a studied art. It means that she always wants to deck her up, and when the Baron cut off the lock of Belinda's hair, then also at her grief she was also displaying her keenness, displaying her beauty to all, okay? As the poet says that, then seen the nymph in beauteous grief appears, her eyes half blank, half drowned in tears, okay? Should these lines evoke the picture of a highly self-conscious actress who knows the kind of histrionics, the particular roles as the moment demands. It means that she acts according to the moment, okay? So here in this poem, the court is the very place where she can kill all the young men with her eyes, and for which she dresses herself so deliberately. She knows in her heart of heart that the cutting of her lock is actually a compliment to her beauty, but she knows that the event will make her a degraded toast. So privately she has enjoyed the adoration by the Baron, but publicly she must condemn this action. As the poet said that, on Hades the cruel been content to seize hairs lace inside, or any hairs but these. As a representative of the 18th century English aristocratic ladies, Belinda has all the vanities, frivolities, and fashions on her social time. Pope stresses Belinda's divinity. He also stresses here her spiritual shallowness. All spiritual exercises and emblems have been transformed by her into a self-display and self-adoration. So, from the above discussion, it can be said that in the Rape of the Lock, Belinda is seen in many different lights: as a coquette, injured, innocent, sweet charmer, society belle, rival of the sun, and the murder of millions with her smile and charm. So, here in this character, her Cleopatra like variety indicates simultaneously her charm as well as her lack of character. At one point, here the praise of her attraction, it may be seen a mere mark for Pope's satiric attack on the type figure of the coquette. At another point, it is praise no irony can fully undermine. So the part which Belinda plays in the elaborate social drama is at once despicable, ridiculous, endearing, precarious, poignant, and petty. So this was the character sketch of Belinda. Hope you like it. So thank you so much for watching.